Hi, this is Jeacocke here. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you can get something from it. Now, what I want to talk about is love, domestic abuse. Now, you may not think that these are related, but they are. Now, we also have to use a little bit of philosophy here. We're going to have to put some scenarios in place and look at these scenarios and look at the consequences of it. And I want to use a person from the Bible to justify my argument. Now, the individual comes from the New Testament of the Bible. We get introduced to him through the name of Saul of Tarsus. And he becomes Paul. And Paul was the person behind the thinking of the letters of the New Testament. Sometimes he wrote them himself, but others he got his servants to, or his comrades when he went preaching. Now, we have a problem in this world, and the problem is domestic abuse. Now, in our law courts, domestic abuse can be observed. Now, and the problem is love has come into the equation. Now, this is addressed to the non-believers of Christianity, or the non-believers of God. They do not believe a God exists. Okay, we establish this fact. God doesn't exist for this argument. Now, but love still exists. Now, this individual and should I use Paul straight off, or should I use someone else? No, let's use Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was a man who was extremely violent, and he manipulated women, but he also loved women. Now, in atheism, love is defined by the person that is claiming that they love. So Ted Bundy says to a woman, "I love you," right? But the problem here, atheists say you can't tell another person how to love. This is where the problems begin. You can't tell another person what love is. Love is defined by Ted Bundy. And this is what happens across the spectrum of relationships. The two individuals, the man and the woman, are in a relationship. That man can be abusive to the woman, but, and this is a fact, they claim they love the person. Now, all the people that look at that and say, "How can you ever say that?" But at the same time, you're the one who's encouraging it. Now, let's take Saul of the Bible. Now, a little bit of background information on Saul needs to be given. Saul was a zealot. He was part of the Jewish faith, and he sincerely believed when Christianity was starting at the very beginning. Saul sincerely believed that he was doing God's work by getting rid of these Christians, killing them. Now, some would see that as extremism. Now, this is the turning point, because you may know the story, you may not know, but you can look it up. On the road to Damascus, Saul saw Jesus. That is what the Bible, the New Testament, reports what happened, right? And afterwards, Saul changed his name to Paul, and he preached to the nations, Gentiles and Jews. Now, this is a problem, because let me quote something of Paul. Paul said, "Love is kind." Now, we could never, if you were to look at Saul of Tarsus, right? Could you ever imagine Saul saying those words, "Love is kind"? Would he have ever hurt anybody even if he was shown these words, "Love is kind"? How do you think Saul would have interpreted these three words? Now, this is my other argument I'm going to put out there. Let's take Ted Bundy, right? Just imagine he's alive, or we're in 1970, something like that, and Ted Bundy's in court, or he's in prison, and there's a Christian. No. Let's start with an atheist. An atheist goes up to Ted Bundy, and Ted Bundy talks, and the person says, "Why did you rape all those women? Why did you kill them?" And they start talking. But atheism doesn't have any persuasion behind them. They don't have any authority to say, "Look, love is this. You have to look at love differently." They can only say, "You can't do this. The law says you can't hurt people." So they use the law to justify the position that Ted Bundy holds is wrong, right? But let's take a Christian who goes up to Ted Bundy, and Ted Bundy hears the words of Paul, "Love is kind." Now, how would you escape? How would Ted Bundy escape the conversation when those words were said? Because it immediately implies authority, not of the law, but of a. You see, when a lawyer or judge uses a law, the law is a force. You see, a criminal in court is forced to obey the law, right? And it says, "You must not do this, you must not do that." But here we have a neutral statement of Paul, "Love is kind." And here, Ted Bundy would have to question the nature of these words. Who said love is kind? And here we go up to here we use preaching. We preach what Paul said, and slowly, step by step, we get to Christ. Now, everything in this world requires authority of some degree, especially if you want to arrest someone, you need the authority. If you want to change a person's behaviour, you need the authority. So that's basically it, because there's a lot of information going on